This is Insiders Pro Wrestling, and the best is still to come.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Between the Ropes. It is Sunday, and you know what that means. We are here for all of the week's news and all that good stuff. And tonight, we got a special thing for you all. You are going to all hear me. A friendly way to put it would be struggle from an old episode of Halloween Havoc. That we don't even have video for yet because we weren't doing video back then. So you're all going to get a good laugh out of that at my expense, but I'm okay with it because sometimes, Jeff, we have to go back and laugh at ourselves and realize how funny things were and stuff like that. So we have that for you tonight, trying to keep the spirits up a little bit. Obviously, we have a little bit of bad news we need to talk about again. Unfortunately, we thought it was all over, but it's not.
It's not.
So we will we'll get into it and talk about all the stuff, of course, from this past week in pro wrestling. So welcome. Should be a good show, Jeff.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun. I will say that I had a lot of fun editing the Halloween Havoc video. There were just some good moments in that stream. So I think a lot of people will enjoy. If you've been around for a while and you remember that stream, chime in when we go to that to talk about what you remember about that. But I will say this, because there's going to be a line that I say in the video that without context makes no sense. But apparently a lot of people were talking about pooping during the stream.
Oh God.
So if you hear me say something about fecal matter, that's what I was referring to. Just to throw that out there. But yeah, I think people will have fun with it. And I'll be honest with you, Joe. I told you this yesterday when I texted you, but I hadn't laughed that hard in a while, and it's something that I feel like we all need.
Yeah.
Not just. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, we'll get into the additional releases and everything. Everything of that nature. And yeah, that sucks. But I ache for our world right now. Like,
yeah.
I hurt because I see so many people struggling, having a hard time, and then, others just don't give a crap. And, I think sometimes coming together like this and having some laughter and some good moments is good for the soul. So I hope that if you are struggling tonight, if you are having a rough time at it, hopefully that about 6 minutes or so will cheer you up. So
look, it's rough out there. Everywhere you turn, it doesn't matter. The job market, inflation, prices of everything. Even the weather. My God, like up here, it's supposed to be like spring. At least you're supposed to get some nice sun, a little warmth. It's been cold. It's been rainy. It's been like nothing seems to be cooperating, and it's tough, man. And it's very easy to sink into yourself and into some depression if you suffer from that. And so, yeah, Jeff's right. Like a lot of times we as a group and a community and everything, we get away from things watching wrestling. And that's what it's supposed to do. But a lot of it hasn't done that lately. And that's, when even your entertainment is kind of getting you down, it's difficult. So we kind of have to share like the little wins. Like I know this past week, man, I was like psyched when I saw the trailer for Resident Evil.
Yeah, that was good. That
Yeah,
was
like
really good.
stuff like that is what, like, gets me through sometimes, just like little entertainment-y type things. The Boys is bringing a smile to my face. Really fun series. And, the stuff that happens on there is absolutely bonkers and stuff. So, yeah, it's just tough. And yeah, Jeff said, it's like, we kind of all need it. I mean, I need it now after Boston got beat by friggin' hated Philadelphia.
Man.
All the teams to lose to. And you know what? I felt so bad for Jason Tatum, but I'll be honest. I would bet you, and I'm no doctor, but I would bet you that came from overcompensation, that injury.
Yep.
And that kind of same thing, almost pretty much the same type thing happened to Kevin Durant. And that was why he blew out, so that they definitely weren't going to risk him for that. And I thought to myself, even if they sit him and they move on, they're going to have to play in the second round, and he's going to want to play. And it was probably best to just shut him down and let him come back even more healthy next season. So, I'm okay with that. And, the last thing you want to do is risk that guy where he hurts himself even worse. So I think it probably wasn't his decision. It was probably made by a doctor and the coach and other people, but yeah. So I was kind of after, as much as I didn't want them to lose, it's like, yeah, you know what, there's always next year. And for him to do what he did was incredible to come all that way. So, So it should be a good one. So buckle up, and we'll try to give you some smiles this evening, especially after last week when it was just everything was just down. Everything was just down, and so, but yeah. So it should be a good one. All right, let me welcome some people in here. Let's see who's here. We have Brandon Wayne Lewis is here. What's up? Clown, Mr. Stormy, hello. That Knicks and Sixers series makes me want to vomit, and I'm not even going to bother I don't even care who wins that. Honestly, I don't even care. I'm the Pistons won today, so it's going to be the Pistons against Cleveland and Toronto. If the Pistons move on, I will root for them in the East. And to be honest with you, that's another reason too in the NBA. I don't think anyone, doesn't matter who comes out of the East, I don't think any of them are beating San Antonio or OKC. Either one of them. I don't think they're beating either one of those teams. Yeah. So to me, it didn't really matter because I think the West, those teams just outshine everybody right now.
The East better be glad they don't reseed and re-bracket people.
Yeah,
based on record and everything, because those two, they would be playing in the finals for sure.
Dude, and OKC is gonna they have done so well with drafting. They have like number one picks high up in like the first round for the next couple of years.
Yeah,
I mean they're going to be good for years to come. And so yeah, it's for whoever comes out of the East. I think they're going to get rolled by Wemby in San Antonio or by OKC, whichever one moves on from that.
Yeah, I mean, whichever monster you want to face. I mean,
yep, yeah, I think they're just gonna get rolled out there. So we'll see. Yeah. All right, let's see who else we got. Mr. Stormy, we have Derek. What's up, Derek? How are you? Big Dan is here. Anthony Slate's here. Anthony Slate's been contacting me on Facebook. The poor guy keeps asking me when we're gonna have that merch up. So it's coming. He's anxious to buy merch. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's coming. It's coming as soon as we get there. So
I promise you, Anthony, it will. Yep. Things have been a little bit nuts around here for me, so I haven't had a chance to do that, but I promise I will.
Yep. So I hear you, Anthony, and it's coming very shortly. Swack fans here. Chris Wilhelm is here. Let's see. Alexa Bliss Gamer. Hello. Andrew Stevens. What's up, Andrew? Brandon. What's up, Brandon? Had a good weekend. Great weekend. Completed yesterday in my Region 3 track and field meet for Special Olympics. Very nice. That's awesome. Let's see. Chris, I think I got you. Damien. Derek, not worth losing him for next year. Yeah, 100%. I agree. Even being a fan, I agree. Some things are just way more important. Sean Rousset is here. Jacob, did I get Jacob? Deanna is here. Welcome, Deanna. And
Chris Wilhelm was saying that his son Jacob was saying hello. So
hello to your son Jacob. That's awesome. Hello. Hope he's doing well. Wemby's a great player. Yeah, Wemby's just I never really saw him play much because I don't see a lot of the West games. But I saw him in the playoffs, dude, man. Like that, yeah, for his size, like he's unguardable. Like it's one of those players that's unguardable. You know, we've had really tall people in the NBA, like Manute Bol and others like that, but they always were very like long and thin. And they get pushed around by guys that are muscular. Wemby, you ain't pushing around that dude.
Well, and the other thing too, Joe, like if you think about some of the guys back in the 80s and early 90s, think about someone like a Sean Bradley, who was 7'6" or something like that.
Yep.
He was a bigger guy,
right?
But he didn't have the athleticism. Wemby can bring the ball up the court.
Yep.
He's a threat from the 3 in. I mean, it's crazy, man. Like he's unreal.
100% like a complete player. He can do it all. And
all of it.
So, it's
if there's anyone that will challenge LeBron's scoring record, if he can stay healthy, because again, unfortunately, with guys that size, oftentimes they end up having foot problems or back problems.
Right. Yeah.
Hopefully, prayerfully, he will remain healthy, because I really want to see him have a full healthy go of it at his career, because the dude is special, man. He's just different.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you just hope that he stays injury free and he plays for a long time. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no, I don't, like I said, I don't see West games very often. And I was watching him in the playoffs, and it was just like, and they were losing pretty good in the playoff game I was watching. They were down to I can't remember who they're, Portland. They were down to Portland at the beginning of the game, and dude, when he just decided to come in and take over, they just could not stop them. And before you knew it, Portland was down by like 15, 17 points. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it just unbelievable. So, Matt Cardon's posted there's dangerous Danny Davis LGN type figure for they're doing a lot of classic like WWE figures, which is kind of cool. I saw a couple other ones too. I knew someone would show Sean Bradley. Dude was huge. I was sad when I saw that news about Rebel.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
They were down by 30. Wow, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. And they end up winning by 17. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Wemby to be that tall and handle like a PG alien.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. NBA playoff time is usually fun though. Mm-hmm. It's usually fun to watch. And I whenever the teams are down, I just enjoy playoff time in the NBA, because it all just hits different. It becomes a little long seasons like that. They make the motions through the regular season. A lot of times they don't play as hard. They take days off and stuff like that. But now it's for all the marbles, and the athletes play every single day. So yeah, it's fun time. I mean, hockey playoffs, I know, are out there. If you're a hockey fan, that's going on right now too. And then it all ends, and we go back to baseball. So yeah, good stuff. And there you see our schedule for the week. Of course, we have Fireflies Forever. Jeff and Chris are back for that.
Yep.
On Tuesday. So make sure you join. And especially if you're weekly watchers of that, join to find out, exactly what the future plans are and stuff like that. So make sure you pop over. They will talk about all that on the show on Tuesday at 6:00 p.m. So Jeff and Chris will be there. So make sure you join them for that. TNA, of course, is Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you join us for TNA every week. And then we're right back here next Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Between the Ropes. Towsie's good, Chris. Busy, I mean, it's baseball season. So this is a lot of work for him right now. But yeah, he's doing good. So, all right, let's get to what do we got for breaking news? I know some people have yelled out some stuff in chat, but obviously I think a lot of it, unfortunately, is going to be rough.
Unfortunately, yes. The breaking news that we have is Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston have left WWE, and depending on where you hear certain things or what you hear, apparently TKO asked them to restructure their contract, take lesser money. They said no. and they asked for their release, and it was granted. Really, the only thing that I have to say about this, obviously, I'm frustrated, I'm irritated, mad, all those other things. But the other thing that I'll say to this is know your worth and then add tax.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, everybody, Jeff, in this business, and you could speak to this better than I could, is limited. Yep. It's a business that, we're talking about pro sports and stuff like that. So it's probably a similar shelf life, but the wrestlers put themselves through so much. Every single day could be your last day, being honest. It just could be. And especially when you're in the business for a long time, like both of these gentlemen have been at the top of the mountain. And if someone tries to undercut you at a certain point, and it doesn't matter who it is, like Jeff said, the best thing that you can do is stand up for yourself and be like, no, if you're not willing to budge, then we're out. And we're going to go there. Listen, there's plenty of other places that these two guys can land. And everybody, it would be crazy for any company, AEW, TNA, any of the other companies to not look at these two.
There are so many dream matches they could have in AEW.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like so many, man.
Yeah.
So,
as a staple to put together a good tag team division, which again, and I don't know, I hate to say this, but this maybe only proves my point that I just don't think WWE gives a damn about tag team wrestling.
I'll throw this back out there. I don't think it's WWE.
TKO. I'm sorry. Yeah, I should have.
To be honest, I don't think anyone under the WWE umbrella has a bit of control.
Yeah, you're probably,
or at least it feels that way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more than likely TKO, and they just don't see the worth. They just don't see the worth in it, and I just can't understand that. I just can't understand that. It's been a staple. Just look at the history of the sport. All through the years, tag team wrestling has been a staple of this sport. And if you're making a decision and you're saying, well, it just for whatever reason doesn't interest us and stuff like that, you're removing a piece of history from the sport that appealed to so many people over the years. And it's also a way to put people into storylines that maybe you just don't necessarily have anything for. How many times have tag teams gotten together over the years that no one expected to have happen? I mean, look at Hogan and Macho Man. Now they were the biggest in the business, and that's probably a bad example. But look at these tag teams that were formed from people who weren't necessarily involved in major storylines, and then they got together, and then all of a sudden they'd explode. The tag teams would be super prominent. They'd get a lot of popularity. But if they're choosing to just cut that out, it's stupid. It's just a really dumb decision. And they're going to hurt the company for it. I could tell you right now, they're going to hurt the company for it.
Yeah. I will say this. Whatever the strategy is for TKO with WWE, it's just not working.
Yeah.
It's just not. And to Dylan's point, you've got JC Mateo from Jeff Cobb.
Yep.
Is out, and so is Tonga Loa.
Yep.
So I don't know if they have a tag division on SmackDown anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So yeah, I just, my thing with when you have people that have put over the company and been the ambassadors for the company the way that Woods and Kofi have, not to mention their talent in the ring, on the mic. I mean, they're complete wrestlers.
Yeah.
They're going to go down as one of the greatest tag teams, greatest factions ever in the history of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And to let them walk at, first off, to disrespect them and ask them to take a pay cut, when how many New Day shirts and stuff have you sold?
Oh my God!
Over the years, how much money have these people made you?
Yep.
And you want to do that? You want to penny pinch with folks like this?
Yep.
Like it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And to be honest, there are times where I feel like somebody's trying to just run this thing into the ground. They're trying to drum up so much bad PR or bad whatever towards the company that people just like, all right, I'm done, and walk away. I mean, people are walking away. So yeah.
They're cutting SmackDown again, back to 2 hours. And a lot of it might be due to that, but even still, like it just like Jeff said, none of it is making much sense to me. I mean, obviously they're dumping factions, which I don't know whether they didn't like how the storylines were going with any of that. Whether it be, the Solo Sikoa faction, whether it be the Wyatt Six, I don't know. I don't know if they just looked at that and said, like, this is going nowhere. We're done with this. And SmackDown is just going to be some new young guys that are going to carry it along with Cody Rhodes. And that's what it's going to be. And just make it that way. But, man, I just don't get it. I just don't get it because, they can't, no matter how you feel about the other shows, right? And it doesn't matter what you like. And you might watch them all. It doesn't matter how you feel about them. But they can't just get on their high horse and assume that, listen, no matter what we do, it's not going to matter because we're still going to have everybody watching the show every single week regardless. That's not true. Wrestling fans, I'll be honest, are very smart people. And they can see through garbage. And if it starts to dwindle to the point of where storylines don't make sense, things are just getting thrown together, kind of like all like willy-nilly, doesn't matter. Like it doesn't, then people are going to walk away. They're going to walk away and they're going to find other sources of entertainment. There's other things out there now. It's not like it was. Well, how many years was it ago, Jeff? Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and basically WWE was it.
Well,
they were it.
6 years ago, 7
Yeah.
years ago. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
They're not the only game in town anymore.
Mm-mm.
And with the ability for wrestling fans to access wrestling at any time of day from any location, WWE's not it's not everyone's big goal anymore.
Right.
It used to be that when you were a wrestler and someone would say, well, what's your dream in the business?
WWE.
Most people would have said, I want to wrestle at WrestleMania or just be in WWE. Now it's like, well, WWE is cool, but I got AEW that lets me do this. I see TNA that really focuses on that. I got GCW and a bunch of indies that are growing in popularity and visibility. Yep. So, do I want to be on the roster at WWE and do absolutely nothing but have the ability to say that I'm a WWE wrestler, or do I want to wrestle? And that's what it comes down to. So
yeah, I don't mind the 2 hour SmackDown as long as it's done correctly and stuff like that. But if you're just going to run some stuff back, or like the rumor is that maybe Punk is going to head to SmackDown and they're going to build up Cody Punk now going forward and everything like that, which I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm just, a lot of people are talking about NWA coming back. Like Jeff just mentioned, a whole bunch of the other ones. Like, look, I don't want to get back to a point where I was like 4 or 5 years ago when Jeff and I were still doing this podcast where I didn't give a damn about WWE and I was watching only TNA. Which I hope it doesn't turn into that, but I don't know. I don't know. I just am not liking the decisions. And if that's indeed where they're coming from, which it more than likely is, then what is the difference between when the era of Vince was around and a lot of that kind of stuff. But at least there's this, right? And I am not apologizing whatsoever for any of the outside stuff that Mr. McMahon has done. However, he had a wrestling background. He and his father had a very, very extensive wrestling background. And I'm not saying I want that to return in any way, shape, or form. He is a horrible person. But when other people take over and are dabbling in something that they really have not much of a clue about, yeah. So
what I would add to that is, I think the biggest issue is, it seems like whoever's making the decisions or calls at TKO when it comes to WWE either doesn't want it to be successful for some reason, or has absolutely zero clue about wrestling.
Yeah.
Because wrestling, and I mean, we all know this as fans, but wrestling isn't a sport that's necessarily that aligns with corporate thought. You know, when you start getting people talking about, oh, well, these celebrities did a great job, we're going to keep them coming back. Yeah. That's all entertainment. Yes. At this point, it should just be called World Entertainment.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't call it World Wrestling Entertainment. Call it World Entertainment. Skip the wrestling.
Yep.
I think Derek sent me this. Someone made a post that said WWE has released wrestling from the company.
That's clever.
Very clever.
That is clever.
Yeah, but honestly, I just feel like, and this is the last thing I want to say about it. If you continue to watch TKO, which if you want to continue to watch WWE, that's fine. I'm not gonna crap on anybody for watching it at all. I'm not going to fault you for watching it, because there are certain reasons why I watch. And now I don't watch as religiously. I don't say, ooh, it's 8 o'clock on a Monday, let me sit down and watch Raw for the next 2.5 hours. I don't do that. But I seek out what I'm interested in. And I can tell you that I've been very happy with that process. And we'll get into more of that, because I will say that there are some folks that I'm really, really behind right now, and I'm excited to see where they're going. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, the young people and the youth movement that are coming up.
Let's just go ahead and go there, Joe.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep.
So yeah,
segue. Yes. Yeah.
New faces making waves on the main roster, and this is a guy, Joe, that when people were trying to figure out why does Trick Williams have a TNA title, now you look back on it and you're like, okay, I see where they were going now.
Yeah. By the way, a little segue into that point. I happened to be listening to Tommy Dreamer talking a few days ago, and I just want to let all you guys know, because a lot of people wonder, including some of our people that listen to our show, about like, what is the relationship that's going on with WWE and NXT now? Like, where is that? Well, Tommy Dreamer came out and spoke very candidly about it. And he basically said, he was asked by Bully, he's like, hey, how's that going? What's everything that's happening with that now? Because it kind of seems like it's not, but Tommy had said, it's basically where they will talk to us and they'll say, hey, they'll run something past us and they'll say, is this something you'd feel like doing? Is this something that seems like it would work for you? And then Tommy would look at it and either, and Carlos Silva would look at it and they'll say, oh yeah, that sounds cool. It seems like something that's going to really benefit both of us. Yeah, let's do it. Or they look at it, and Tommy had said, more than once, they have said, that's not really going to do anything for us at this point. And WWE responded and said, okay. Yeah, so the what's going on between them now, because Bully was saying it doesn't seem like there is a lot of stuff going on between the two companies. The partnership is still there, and they are working together mutually, at least behind the scenes. So that's a good thing, because I know a lot of people have asked about that. But yeah, dude, Trick Williams, Jeff, I said this before, and obviously, the character the guy plays, love him or hate him, but he's a star.
Yes.
And there are many other stars that are out there right now. Obviously, I mentioned Obafemi.
Ethan Page.
I mean, Ethan. Yeah, oh my God, Ethan was made for WWE. It almost seems like, and the same thing, obviously, with Danhausen. Good Lord, Jeff, he had me cracking up again because he did that promo with the Backlash thing where he's showing all the old people that would go at Backlash, Backlash, and then all of a sudden you see Danhausen there smiling. Backlash, and I'm like, oh, that's hysterical.
Yeah,
and he, Jeff, I love the dude because he can make people smile and laugh. And as your point was at the very beginning of this show, my God, do people need that right now?
Yes,
and that's why he's doing so well because he can make people laugh. And it's just God bless the people who do that. It's much needed right now. We don't even get a lot of comedies in movies and stuff anymore. It's not a thing. And man, do we need that more than ever right now. But yeah, all these people that are coming up, the women's wrestlers that came up from NXT, the youth movement is certainly 100% present right now. They are bringing, and Joe Hendry, all of these people, Jordan Grace, that we have seen come up from our shows doing TNA and from NXT that of course Taz does the show for. It's amazing. And they are the next generation, but we don't have to wait. They are there now, Jeff. They are there now. And man, it's great to see.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And you brought up Oba, JC Jane.
JC, yep.
I mean, there are just so many new faces. And, I was talking to someone about this. We were texting back and forth, and someone that I wouldn't consider an avid watcher of wrestling, but a wrestling fan from the fringe. And they said, well, let me get this straight. Haven't people been asking for new talent? And I said, yeah. And he brought this up to me again, and I'm like, man, sometimes we don't know what we're asking for. He's like, people have been begging for new talent, and they're tired of seeing the old guard. What do you think happens to the old guard when they're no longer the ones that people want to see on TV and in the arenas? They're no longer as valuable to the company, unfortunately. He's looking at it from a business standpoint. I get all of that, but man, does it suck on the negative side. But on this side of it, seeing people like Trick Williams get an opportunity to showcase what he can do, the gingerbread man thing. So I don't know how many people saw that. I know Bonus Baby, I think, just asked this question. Yeah. I honestly think that when we look back at this is the moment where Sammy begins to turn. So the gingerbread man's funeral, you might be thinking Gingy, and that's, cringy and too far. I don't think it's that at all. I think it's the character that people have known to see Sami Zayn as. I think that's going away come Backlash. I think we're going to get a different Sami Zayn.
Yeah, and it's about time. They've been teasing that for a while now.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be good to see, I think, for him, because honestly, Jeff, there's a guy who, man, he's been there for so long. He's been up in the title picture, and he just didn't get it. He just can't get over the hump. And I when that happens, I just think a lot of times it's just best to just wash your hands of things, cleanse the character, and just start over. Mm-hmm. And I think he needs it. I really do. He's just too good not to be involved in things. And sometimes you just got to take a leap, and you just got to be like, all right, we need to change it up. Yeah. And Sammy just deserves to be there. So yeah.
That person that I was texting with also asked me a very interesting question, and it didn't make it into the question of the week, but I should have. They said, what if we get a return of El Generico and have him come back and feud with Danhausen as a first feud?
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, Oh, man.
That would be awesome. That'd be great for both men, actually.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be absolutely amazing. But yeah. Look, I'm just excited to see where these guys go. I don't think it's going to be very long. I know I had some people reach out to me that actually said on our Twitter, on our DMs, that actually said, I'm not too thrilled with the whole Obafemi Open Challenge thing. What's going on with him? Just be a little patient. That's to kind of just get him past what they're doing temporarily right now with everybody else that's big, right?
And continuing to establish him as a
Right.
complete monster.
Correct. Yeah. It almost kind of like reminds me years ago, Jeff, of the Andre the Giant things where they would just have constant open challenges for him.
Mhm.
And he would just, and Andre's going to just like smother everybody. But every now and then someone would like kind of knock him down a little bit. And you knew that they were the guys. I think I remember seeing him in the ring with SD Jones, and SD Jones fought back a little bit, and you were like, whoa. And you were like surprised to see, but that they would also use that to build people up a little bit, to be the guy that, hey, he gave him a little bit of a run for his money. So there's a method to all that madness. Mm-hmm. And you've got these current feuds, and obviously Jacob Fatu and Roman, that's going to be the next thing. But you watch that if you're anxious for Oba, that could be happening as soon as SummerSlam. As far as where that's going to go, I don't know how soon it'll be that he gets a title, but it can be sooner than later. So, but just be a little patient. You'll see it happen somewhere down the road. But yeah, I can't complain about anything that WWE is doing with the youth right now. We didn't mention Sol Ruka, obviously her. That there's just youth everywhere right now, and listen. Years and years of doing this show, what was one of the biggest complaints? Oh, it's Goldberg again. Yeah. Or, all over the years that has been the stuff is that, why do they bring these old guys back all the time? Well, now, obviously, you're seeing that that's not what they're going to do. So, yeah, I think it's great. And it's you certainly have to say kudos to them for doing it. So.
Right. Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, not an easy way to transition into this story, and I learned that that there's another wrestler, Jeff Cannonball Clown, mentioned in the chat, and I don't know how many people know Jeff, but he's awesome. Been on the Indies for years. Awesome dude. I loved. If I'm not mistaken, he used to do his soda reviews, and he would do like all these.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He's been diagnosed with ALS, but so is Rebel, who announced that last week from AEW. I thought it was a really classy move. Obviously, don't expect anything less from Tony Schiavone. Just shouting her out during Collision and saying that they were all there with her and thinking of her, praying for her, and we're doing the same. We want to we're gonna join in the wrestling with the wrestling community and saying thoughts and prayers for her. I don't know how many people have encountered or know someone that has encountered ALS, but it is a horrible disease. It is awful, and I just pray for her. And I pray that she's able to have some peace and not have a lot of pain. I just pray that the Lord really protects her. I really do. So, but yeah, I want to pray for both her and Jeff, because it's terrible. It's a terrible disease.
We many times. We see these characters on our TV screen, and we kind of get lost a little bit because they do their job so well, and they play the characters that they play, and we get invested in the characters. But we forget sometimes that they are, when they come off of there, they're just like an actor on a screen sometimes, where when they leave that show, they go home to bumps and bruises, injuries, all this kind of stuff. But yeah, this I don't know if you all. I'm just gonna read like it. It's called amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. I had to look this up myself. Causes progressive muscle weakness, twitching, stiffness, typically starting in the hands, feet, arms, or legs before spreading. Early signs include tripping, dropping items, slurred speech, or difficulty swallowing. Leads to paralysis, severe breathing difficulties, and cognitive changes in some cases. Horrible. It's horrible.
Like Clown said in the chat, you basically become a prisoner in your own body, like nothing worse. Eric Dane, the actor, recently passed. But yeah, man, it's awful.
So many of these things that are out there now, like just where things are affecting your body, like Jeff was saying with this, and things that are affecting the mind, where you just, they are the absolute worst ways to get any of this. It's just terrible. And we're seeing more and more of these things popping up. And yeah, man, all we can do is just, like Jeff said, is that, pray for them and hope that they find peace and there's it's just terrible news. Terrible news. I know a lot of you guys in the chat were mentioning her early on in the show. And yeah, just obviously, send your thoughts out, the prayers, whatever you believe in, well wishes and all that kind of stuff. And just realize the fight that they have ahead of them. I had an aunt who had ALS. Also, the Phillies have a fundraiser every year where they donate all proceeds from their home stands to ALS. We hope that at some point, someday, that we will see, medicine catch up to this kind of stuff, and that they can start to, whether it's geneticism or things like that, where they can start to figure some of these things out with the technology, where they can actually help with stuff like this. But yeah, just send out your love, your prayers, your thoughts to both of them, and hopefully they, like Jeff said, there's hopefully they just get comfort and they're just able to go about their lives in as normal of a way as they can. So
we'll stay with AEW and talk about Darby Allin and his title run. How long do we think it's going to last? I want to get people's thoughts on this, because I've seen a lot of chatter on social media with people saying they're surprised that he's held it this long. I've seen other people say it's perfect, that this is an opportunity to give him a long, lengthy title run. So I just wanted to see what people thought about this.
It's a really good question to ask, because I know that I had heard and read some discussions about it, like right when he first won it, saying that it's not going to be anything more than a transition back to MJF. Because they want MJF to headline when they go to Europe, and they want him to have a oh God, I keep forgetting the wrestler's name. Good Lord, Jeff, remind me of Will. Yes, thank you, Will Ospreay and MJF to headline that show. But you wonder now if that's still the plan. I don't know. I think that if that does indeed happen, things really take a turn where people can say that, okay, great for Darby. We're happy that he won. But was this done for the wrong reasons? And if it transitions right to, MJF going back to the title and then having that match against Ospreay, then you got to wonder. You really have to wonder about it. So I don't know. Look, I like Darby Allin. I think he's entertaining. I mean, obviously it takes things to extremes, but that's the way he is. That's what he does. I saw him throw himself down those sets of concrete stairs, and I was sitting there I'm like, oh dear Lord, man. Kind of hoping that he's okay when he's done with all that stuff. He's certainly a daredevil. I think he plant the flag on Mount Everest. Didn't he go climbing Mount? I mean, dude is that's just the way he is. That's the way he's built.
He's a thrill seeker, man.
He certainly is.
Yeah, he's a modern day daredevil.
Yeah, he certainly is. So I hope that he holds on to it for a little bit longer, and that doesn't just be the case. But we'll have to see. It'll certainly be interesting to see when that pay-per-view rolls around, what is going to be the main event. So, and if it's not Darby that's in it, then I got to start to wonder a little bit and look back and think, what were we doing? So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Jeff, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I would love to see him keep it for a while, because one of the criticisms that I've heard, and yeah, Andrade won the IWGP, was it global title, Deanna? But Darby, I feel like is a fan favorite. And yeah, and Clown said Darby, he was in a car accident that killed his uncle, so he just pushes everything to its limits because he feels he shouldn't be here. Yeah,
makes sense.
But I would love to see him keep it for a while. I mean, I get that people want to see MJF, Will Ospreay. I threw this out in the chat. I'd be okay if they somehow sold us on a triple threat. I'd be cool with that.
Okay.
See those three in a match. I'd be fine with that. But yeah, I want to see him hold it for a while because I think he's deserving of it. I really, really like him. Really do.
He's a face of AEW, Jeff. I mean, he definitely is. I mean, I know everybody says it's MJF, but look, Darby's been there since the start of it too. So I don't know. A lot of fans love him. And, can he be the face of the franchise? I think so. He's certainly unique enough and has done so many things for the company that were spotlight and highlight matches. So I certainly think that could be the case. But yeah, I agree. I think he should hang on to it myself as well.
Mm-hmm. Like Deanna said, Darby is a pillar of AEW. Let him cook.
Yeah, no doubt.
Joe, I'm going to skip the next thing and just go right into TNA because I don't want to give that jackass any more time than we already have. But we're going to do something a little bit different. So we're going to do a section of the show in the news where we're talking a little bit, do a couple things on TNA. Obviously, everyone knows that we do a watch along for it. So we're going to do that. And starting off this week, I mean, why not just jump right into the deep end, Joe, and get real controversial? Carlos Silva addresses not allowing outside bookings, and specifically with AEW talent. He was on Busted Open, did an interview with Dave LaGreca, and I do have the audio for that, Joe, if you want to.
Oh, nice, yeah.
You want to take a listen, and then we'll discuss it on the other side?
Yep, go right ahead.
All right, here we go, folks.
There was supposed to be the match between Nick Nemeth and MJF out in Long Island, and you stopped it. Fans were upset at you. They pointed the finger of blame at you, and I think you've realized too. Fans get over it quick, just like anything else. You can't take the highs too high, and you can't take the lows too low. What went behind that decision? How tough was that decision to make for you?
It was super tough, and look, all these business decisions are tough, and I don't like being called a little bitch on social any more than anyone does, and it's never,
I hear it every day. It's okay.
Never happened, but it's okay. You do take the goods with the bads, and you got to make some hard decisions. My job sometimes is to make hard decisions, and for the fans, and for all of you, and for Mike, and our locker room, we're going to make decisions that are good for TNA. And we got to protect TNA as Kevin Plank and Under Armour used to say, you got to protect this house. And it's a real slogan. And we've had some other folks come at us, and they've moved into, our nights. They've made some decisions, They've tried to block us in arenas and venues, and that stuff's real and it's out there, and it's okay because everyone's got to make the decisions for their business, but we're also just not going to lie down and not make decisions that are good for our business. And unfortunately, sometimes those decisions are tough, and we're very thoughtful about them, and we try to do the best to make good when we have to make those decisions. And in the case of Nick and Leon and a few of the matches that had to get shut down, we tried to make good and make calls and take care of the business as best we could.
Was it your decision to be made? Was it like
it was? Yeah, it was my decision. Yeah, I take full ownership. Look, I've got a great team and we talk about these things together, but sometimes I'm the guy that has to make that decision, and then you move on and you sort of go to work the next day and you work hard again and get stuff done.
All right, Joe, your thoughts on Carlos Silva's comments on why he decided to pull Leon Slater and Nick Nemeth from those bookings?
I didn't hear anything from that, and I heard that interview actually on the. I was listening to Busted Open on the radio. I heard that interview prior. I didn't hear anything wrong there. I'm sure some people will spin it their own way. I didn't hear anything wrong. I heard someone who is protecting his brand. He came out, and I have no reason to believe that he's lying. And I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to say, "Oh, he's not. He's lying." Blah blah blah. When they address the, obviously addressing the partnership and things like that, and ask him the question, and he made his decision. But I have no reason to disbelieve that he did. And again, you have to be careful. Like he was talking about with Nick and Leon Slater, who is the future of your business. You do have to watch. You do have to predict, because what happens if either one or both of them end up going into these matches and one of them gets hurt? One of them tears an ACL or something along those lines in a match that has no ramification on any show or anything like that whatsoever. And then you lost maybe possibly someone who is the future of your company to something that means really nothing. It's a business decision. And, I think on things like this, you have to ask questions. Does it go both ways? And now I will say this, and I don't think I'm exaggerating. Is the air very good between AEW and TNA right now? I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think it has been for a while.
Yeah. I mean, you guys in our chat that watch TNA with us and stuff like that, you have brought up so many times about the time there was that partnership that they were having together. Was that a one-sided partnership or was it not? I think so. What was the benefit to TNA when things were going on with that? Not much. And I don't think I'm lying. And I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that. So, has it been a fair partnership? And if you want to look at recent history, hell, I'll go back to the whole thing with the Rascals. Was that a super great thing to do to a company that was just transitioning to a brand new channel and got swooped under? And I don't care. People can, again, you can tell me, well, it's my opinion. That's the way I saw it. And I don't think that was very cool. So yeah, to me, this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. And, MJF can say what he wants. And MJF is going to say what he wants. He's an AEW guy.
He's towing the company line.
Yeah. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But, when you look at this from that standpoint, how is this benefiting TNA? I really don't think much at all. So for me, a no-brainer. And what Carlos Silva did, like I said, good for him. And good for him coming out and admitting to it and standing behind it. Hey, you know what? A lot of people were wondering when Scott D'Amore left. And did I like Scott D'Amore? 100%. Absolutely. I thought Scott D'Amore he bled TNA. And that's the way I want these guys to be. I don't want some person that's wishy-washy in charge of the company. I don't want somebody that's going to say, well, yeah, I guess I should do this because they are a bigger company than us and I really should just let this go and stuff. No, I don't want somebody that's going to be picked on. I want somebody to stand behind it and make a decision one way or another, and then stand behind the decision and say, this is why I did this, and I don't give a damn who says what. I don't care. And that's what he did. Yeah. And I'm proud of that. I want to see that from the company, from the guy that's in charge.
Yeah. Joe, when I was a college athlete, and anybody that's in the chat that's been a college athlete, you know this, you have to sign a letter of intent. And that's for your athletic scholarship. Now, depending on the school that you've gone to or what sport you play, you may not have any restrictions with your scholarship. But I can tell you that when I was in college, I was on a track scholarship. And we had a basketball team that we had a JV, for lack of a better term, basketball team, in addition to the major team that played, all the major schools and everything. We had a team that played against community colleges and other teams that would kind of be a feeder system into the main team for the school. So I had a friend of mine, he was a roommate. He was like, hey, I think you need to come out for the basketball team. I was like, I think I need to come out for the basketball team too. So I went out there, I'm practicing and, I'm doing everything that I'm doing. And my coach from the track team walks by and he didn't stop me or anything. He just said, he was like, when you get done, just come see me. He was like, when you get done, just come see me. He hollered at me. So I went to go see him and he said, when you came to school here, did you get recruited for track or basketball? I said, track. He said, okay. I'm just trying to make sure because I thought that track was the one that gave you a scholarship and not basketball. He said, if I see you playing basketball again, whether it's intramurals or with that team, I'm going to reduce your scholarship. That's at a college level, and that was at a Division II school. So obviously with the talent that TNA has, they have to protect their talent. Now, like you brought up earlier, if you go somewhere else and wrestle and you injure yourself and you're out for a year, what does that do to the main source of your income? So I get it that us as fans want to see those matches, and it's really cool when we can see somebody from TNA go up against somebody from AEW, and especially the names that were involved. But I get where he's coming from, and like C Wrestling said, he didn't dance around it. He addressed it head on. He said, I made this decision. And he told you why he made the decision. And if you're a business owner, if you would do anything, if you're a business owner and you have assets or you have people that you manage, the last thing you want is other companies poaching your talent. The last thing you want is another company, especially if you're in the same kind of business, trying to upstage you and trying to make you look like little brother. You're going to get tired of that. So, I get where he's coming from. So,
100%. I also like how he used, we must protect this house. I love I haven't heard that in a long time. But I'm proud of him. I am. When I heard that interview with LaGreca, I'm like, you know what? I'm proud of that. And I'm proud to be a TNA fan when I hear something like that. And to me, that shows me that the guy's got guts. That shows me that the guy's going to stand by what he says. And I'll tell you what. I'll tell you another thing. The whole locker room, they all heard that too. And I'm sure that they probably thought to themselves, that's pretty cool. I think it's great. And And I'm just, I'm thrilled that he took that stance, and whatever. Like Jeff said, we love fantasy booking. We love fantasy matchups. It's fun, right? It's cool to see. Would it have been cool to see Nick Nemeth and MJF? Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Right? It's a dream match. But again, it's just like from the geek world, like for me, it's like saying, would I love to see a Marvel versus DC film? Oh my God. Yes, I would. But is it probably ever going to happen? Probably not, because they're opposing companies. They do things different. And who knows, maybe sometime, but it'll probably be after I'm long gone out of this world, because they'll never agree to join up and split the money and all that kind of stuff that they would have to do.
Right.
So it's the same thing. And people have to just stand by what they do. But yeah, look, I 100% think that this was a great thing to see from TNA. So
yeah, absolutely. All right. Also in TNA, we got Broken Matt Hardy back, Joe.
Oh man, dude. How long have we wanted to see this? Yeah, look, whenever Broken Matt's around, it's a wonderful thing. And you hate to dwell on this fact, but Matt and Jeff are, we don't know. Again, we don't know how long we're going to be seeing Matt in a ring and Jeff in a ring for how long it's going to be or whatever like that. So whenever we get a chance to see Broken Matt Hardy, the character just reminds me of better times in wrestling and good times in wrestling, and all the zany stuff that he does and says and all that kind of stuff, whether it brings a smile to your face or makes you laugh or whatever the case might be. And are we going to get a Hardy compound match? Are we going to get something like that? I hope so. Because again, right now we're at a point where we just lost the bastion of Bray and all that kind of stuff. And, they're gone out of it right now. So this is kind of where we are right now. And man, if you're a horror fan and you're not watching TNA right now, I don't know.
It is the only one of us. I won't say the only, but one of the only wrestling promotions, at least the only mainstream wrestling promotion doing anything with supernatural or darker gimmicks.
Yeah, that's on a mainstream network. Yeah, 100%. There's indies that do it, so don't get us wrong. There's indies that do it, but yeah, you're right, 100% right. And like I said, if you're a fan of that and you're not watching TNA right now, you're missing out. Because it is very, very prominent there if you're a horror fan. So, yeah, Broken Matt Hardy, Jeff, always fun and great to see.
Always fun to see. One of my we actually have a question in Sell or No Sell.
Nice.
Where I'll talk about how much I like Broken Matt Hardy. But yeah, I'm so happy to see him back. Maybe Brother Nero is not far behind. So we'll see if we get some type of, like you said, Hardy compound shenanigans with the Righteous.
Yep.
They would probably give us a horror overload if somehow, some way, Rosemary and her crew showed up at the Hardy compound.
Oh man,
that would just blow our minds. That might be too much. But yeah. So I'm excited to see him, man. I really am.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did see that. See,
a person named the Unknown. Oh, I did not. What is that?
I'll send you the picture, though.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
It's like,
I mean, obviously on NXT they're starting. I mean, I saw that Evil. Holy.
You're gonna like Evil.
Yeah, I figured just the name itself. But I'm like, okay, NXT is starting to get into that a little bit too. Good. I'm happy to see it. Yeah. Always happy to see it. So yeah, I'll have to check it on. No, I didn't see the Unknown. That sounds cool though.
I'm gonna send you the picture in a second.
Nice.
And we got news that Santino is back from suspension, Joe.
The director of Authority is back. Very cool. I mean, look, Santino does such a great job with that, and they do need, obviously we have Daria there and stuff, and you need the yin to the yang. Whenever you're going to have a bad GM, like an evil GM or a heel GM, as you might call it, you always have to have the face to counter it. Right now in WWE, you have two GMs that are pretty much both face characters, right? It looked for a little bit that they were trying to make one of them into a heel, but I don't think that ended up working out so well. But yeah, you have to. Santino's been tremendous in TNA, and if you've been watching TNA, what this guy does is what he's done his whole career. He brings a smile to your face. Whether it's the way he talks to the wrestlers or whether it's the matches he sets up or when he gets mad and stuff like that. It's just great TV. And so it's great to see him back because again, you do need to have that opposite thing going on with both of them there, or else it just runs rampant and we had that in TNA, Jeff, for a little bit where it was just one-sided bad stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just everything bad. Like all the bad guys were just running rampant, doing whatever they wanted. We had that for a little while, and it just gets boring after a while because you just know the heels are just going to do whatever the hell they want. Yeah. So it's it's okay for a couple of weeks here and there, but when it gets to be a permanent thing, it's like, So, but yeah, Santino's awesome. I love him. I think he's great there. He's had a great run, and he is always fun to see him. So,
Yep. And thank you, Swag Fan Joe. We got a
super chat. Thank you, Swag Fan. Appreciate that.
Yeah, if you want to read that. Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Since Rosemary is the gatekeeper, they can use her portal powers for talent to come through. That would be awesome. Yeah, that's a great thought. Yeah. I mean, why not? If they're going to go the supernatural route and everything like that anyway, yeah, why not? 100%. You delve into that. So, yeah, that's a great thought. I like it.
All right, man. So, while he returned, he announced a few matches, Joe. So, here's a quick little look at the card for this upcoming week.
All right. Yep. Well, you see the match card up for this the show that we're going to have on Thursday. We've got the match card, no DQ, Eric Young and EC3. Well, we know how the last one went between those two. So this should be no different. We'll see. But obviously this feud is continuing, and the two of them hate each other. So this is going to be a very interesting match to see. Then we got the TNA Tag Team Championships, the System versus Nick Nemeth and KC Navarro. So a little bit of a different matchup there going up against the System with KC and Nick. TNA Knockouts Championship match, we have Ariana Grace defending against Lei Ying Lee. So the former champ going up against the current champ. Is Lei Ying Lee going to end up getting it back? We'll see. And then the System, Eddie Edwards and Josh Alexander.
Cedric Alexander.
My dog is barking.
Throwing you off a little bit. Yeah.
I think my wife may have stepped out, but she's coming back home. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So, but yeah, what do you think of the card, Jeff? Should be a good show.
Should be good. I'm really looking forward to the EC3 EY match because those two I just absolutely love. I think that we're going to get a title change in the Knockouts division this week.
Oh, okay.
I am calling for. It's not an upset, but I think that Lei Ying Lee will overcome the odds, and I think she'll regain that title. And the System going up against Moose. I mean, Moose is just going to keep fighting off these guys as much as he can, I guess. But yeah, I'm excited for this Thursday. I'm hoping, and to Barry Monkey's point, I'm hoping that this gives an opportunity to other knockouts to step into the picture there, because I want to see a little more variety there. I want to see some more people come in, and with some free agents that are out there, with some folks on the indies, I think they can really add some juice to the Knockouts division going forward.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's interesting, though, that you think the title is going to change on just a regular show and not a pay-per-view. That'd be interesting if that happens. So we'll see. We saw some stuff going on, obviously, with Indy Hartwell and things, too. So we'll see what the future is.
Speaking of, Joe.
Yeah.
Speaking of Indy Hartwell.
Oh, how about this, huh?
How many of you all saw this?
Yeah, the return of Sam Shaw. We got a clip for this. Indy going up and cutting off some hair there. This is the thing about when releases happen, right? The wrestlers kind of go to work, and they will start to do previews of themselves, to do little snippets like this of themselves, which is very, very smart. Get that out there. The characters get out there, and then it's like, hey, people notice these things, especially fans of the characters and fans of the wrestlers will notice these things, and that will get the word out there and get interest in some companies to be like, okay, this guy is worth picking up, so let's do this. And the fact that Indy was there doing this too, you got to kind of wonder, is this a little thing to promote him maybe going to TNA at some point? We don't know. Well, but it's certainly cool to see. Deanna says Sam is coming back. So yeah, I mean, again, so many people have said when the Wyatt Six got released that probably at least right now, a lot of their best bets may be with TNA if they want to continue to have characters that are in that same mold. So yeah, it would just be a good fit, especially with what they're doing now.
Yep.
So
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Joe, I know that a lot of people, well, let me ask you this. Do you have a grievance this week?
I don't actually. I like you were saying, maybe we go a week where we'll just kind of just like keep it a little more on the fun side. So yeah, I really don't. I mean, all anything I would have had would have been about New Day, and we already kind of talked about that anyway. So yeah, so I'm good. If you have one, go right ahead.
I do not. Okay. I had one, but honestly, I've said what I needed to say. So
okay.
So we're good there. So we'll just go. You just want to go to sell or no sell?
Yeah, let's just move on because we've got that segment coming up and stuff like that too. So yeah, we could do that.
All right. So here we'll go into sell or no sell.
You all know how this goes. If you like it, you sell it. If you don't, sell it. And then we need a question for the third topic. So make sure you're getting your questions out there as well for topic number 3. But Jeff, we've got topic number 1 here. Broken Matt Hardy is my favorite version of Matt Hardy. What do you think, Jeff?
For me, I'm going to sell the heck out of it because I love Broken Matt Hardy. I think he is absolutely. I love how out there he gets with it.
Yeah,
and the laugh and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are WWE fans and you saw Woken Matt Hardy, not the same. You didn't get the same experience. Not the same. Go back and watch TNA because that's a watered down.
I was just gonna say watered down was the word. Yeah.
Matt Hardy. So go back and watch some of his stuff from TNA. I'm so excited for it. And I will say this. When he first debuted in AEW, they tried the Broken Matt stuff, and they had him like popping up at different points.
Yeah.
But honestly, I just feel like for me, this is one of my favorite iterations. And the reason why Broken Matt is probably my favorite is because our dear friend Jody, when I was having a rough time, got me a cameo from Matt.
That's good.
He did it as Broken Matt. And I still have the video, thought it was awesome. So yeah, that's why I'm selling it.
She got some cool cameos for us now. That just reminded me of the one from Tom Savini. Oh my God, dude.
My gosh.
That was so cool. We literally got a tour of Tom Savini's like the studio that he has and stuff like that, walking around his house, and he showed us what he walked past the Jason mask, the original one. Oh my God, I almost died.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
like,
have to show that on the on the channel one day.
I don't know if we still had it, but that would be awesome.
I do have it. I still have it on my phone.
That's cool, dude.
I downloaded it and saved it to my phone. So maybe I'll make sure that comes out at some point so people see that. But somebody's talking about Willow. Yeah, listen, I'm good with any dark Willow, Brother Nero, whoever you want to bring out, Jeff Hardy. I'm good with that too. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell this too. I love Matt is just insane with this character, it's so good. It's just completely off the rails. And I'm glad you mentioned the WWE one being watered down, because that's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
it was just a watered down version of the character. But yeah, he is completely unhinged when he does this, and just all of the stuff, like the speech, the laugh, the stuff that he does in character is just fantastic and off the charts and bonkers. And again, it completely fits right now what TNA is doing with some of their characters. So yeah, it's amazing. And the thing is, TNA should really play on that. They should really play this up and be like, whatever they can to use advertisements for it, whatever it is, because who knows? This could be the last time we see Broken Matt Hardy, because you just never know. You don't know how long he's going to continue to wrestle and things like that. So, for me, this is an easy sell. Broken Matt is just, it's the best. Bonus Baby mentions it, or no, was it Bonus Baby or no? Randy mentioned it. I think it's the most creative side of Matt Hardy. I really just think that all the creativity just comes out whenever he does Broken Matt. So yeah, 100%, I agree with that. All right, let's see what people are saying. I think a lot of sells out here. Sell for me, he looks unhinged, says Chris. I love the nuances in the character, says Deanna. Sell. Sell. Up. Yeah, a lot of sells for this one. No sell, says Clown. He said, I miss Matt Facts.
I like that too, though.
Big Dan says, that's the one he wants in the thing. Mind Games, I would sell. Swackfan says sell. Sell. Broken Matt is just far more fun than any other version of Matt, says Barry. Broken Matt is so creative. Love the internet feud him and Bray Wyatt had. That was awesome. Sell, but I still love the Matt Hardy V1 moment with Mattitude Forever, Shannon Moore. Shannon, come here, you little MFer. I love Broken Matt. In fact, I used to do the Broken Matt delete thing, much to the annoyance of my late wife. LOL. I love the concept and creativity of the character. Bonker says sell. Sherry says sell always. Sell for Matt Hardy, says Sean. A very wild seller. Okay, and I think these are just other things that are coming up. Sell for Andrew. All right, and sell for Ryan Neeson. So yeah, overwhelmingly selling that one. So
yeah. And what I'm going to start doing next between the ropes is I'm going to put the sell or no sell questions out there as the polls so people can vote sell or no sell.
Oh, that's cool.
So
nice.
That's coming down the line.
Cool.
We have 4 sell or no sell questions. I'd really like to get 2 more because the viewer's choice is number 2. We're only doing 2 because we've got the additional segment this week. So
okay.
So I'd like to get at least 2 more sell or no sells if you guys don't mind.
All right, so we need 2 more, and then we're going to go right into it.
Yep.
Because we got the hilarity to ensue.
Yeah.
At the expense of me.
Yeah.
It's going to bring back memories like PTSD. I'm going to go into like a trance here. There's one from Sean and one from Dylan. So there you go. We got the 2.
All right. I got Sean's.
I can't believe there's literally an ice cream truck outside my window with the little thing going on, trying to sell ice cream at this time of the night in 30 degrees. It's almost like a horror thing in a way. Like, what are you doing, dude? Number one, it's like literally 40 degrees outside. They're probably 30 by now, but like dudes going around ringing that bell.
there is quite literally a horror movie.
There is Ice Cream Man, isn't it? Yeah.
Based on that, yes.
Yep.
So,
and I saw the creepy little kids walking away from the ice cream truck already, and pretty much said, "Nope, that ain't going to be part of my viewing pleasure." No.
So that movie reminds me. I don't know how many people have seen this, but there's a movie out there called Cooties.
Oh.
And it's basically a similar premise. Elijah Wood is a teacher in it.
Okay.
And basically it's the same, it's kind of the same feel, like kids get infected and so
Derek's like, go get your gun, Joe.
Oh, you're gonna hear a lot of running.
Yeah, you're gonna hear that very soon. All right, the wheel's going around. Ooh.
Are you ready?
Yep. It's going to spin the wheel and pick the question. And this one's from you guys. So thank you for that. Wow.
Okay.
That's close.
That was close.
It was really close. Is that from Eli Roth, Sean? Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's an Eli Roth.
Okay. All right. Obafemi will have a title by the end of this year. The end of this year. Sell or no sell?
I am going to. I don't know why we're not on the screen right now.
We disappeared.
We somehow disappeared. I have no idea how, but
we got poofed right out of the chairs.
Yeah. Here we go. But I'm gonna sell. I think he does have a major title. I don't know which one, whether that's the IC, whether it's the heavyweight, whatever it is. I think he will have a title by the end of the year.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna wait long at all with him. Number one, the guy just went over Brock Lesnar. I mean, that's kind of top of the mountain stuff that they would only ever do when someone was going to win a championship or something like that. So look at Cody Rhodes as an example. Who did he go over before he won that big title? So is it going to be at SummerSlam? And somebody's saying, Dylan, you might be 100% right. Can you imagine if he goes over Brock Lesnar and then beats Roman Reigns? Holy God.
In the same calendar year?
In the same year. And the funny thing is, Jeff, what did Roman say? I'll be around until summer.
Yep.
And then what if he leaves after the summer? So it just makes a lot of sense, especially if they are indeed building up to. I know it's going to be Gunther and Cody is probably coming next, but they are more than likely building up to Cody and Punk at SummerSlam, and if that's the case, then your other main event is going to be Roman and someone.
Yeah.
So, and more than likely, I don't think the Fatu thing will go up until the end of the summer. I mean, it could. But I don't see that happening. And who else on Raw do you think it could be right now? So, man, I don't know. I'm gonna sell it. I do think that he'll have a title by the end of the year, and it could be any title. It doesn't necessarily have to be the World Championship, but I do think he'll have gold before the end of the year. So I'm gonna sell it as well. Beat Roman? Nah, just debut another 4 Samoans. Well, yeah, there's a lot of them that are there. All right. I think a lot of people are selling this too. Sell, major sell. Sell. Hell, he might have 2. Sell, says Sean. Oba is the future. Obafemi will be either Intercontinental or US champion by September and will main event WrestleMania 43 against Cody Rhodes. And an even bolder prediction, he retires Gunther down the line. Oh, my God. Could you imagine? I have him winning King of the Ring and then beating Roman at SummerSlam. It could be a good way to go, yeah. Sell, says Ryan. He doesn't even have to beat Roman for the title. I want to see them go with Roman versus Jay for Tribal Chief. No sell. I think they might hold off on Oba. Just have him having feuds for now, says Barry Monkey. Okay. Chris said, I'm going to sell because I was thinking the same. Sell, says Deanna. He already has a title, the ruler, so sell. See, saying, got to pace themselves. They got 60 years to continue this Samoan storyline.
You see what I said? Back to him.
Wrestling, I got 4 Samoans for you, says Deanna.
They're still in the third inning.
In the third inning, yeah. Yeah, we haven't heard a baseball update from Paul Heyman in a while.
Yeah.
So a hilarious angle will be Los Americanos feud with the Bloodline. Oh God.
Yeah, I like
that. That would be hilarious. Yes, for sure. So, all right, guys. Well, there you go. That is the sell or no sell for this week. Thank you for getting your questions in. We really appreciate it.
Yep.
We're moving on.
Yeah, we've got what to watch for. So, folks, I think Deanna said that she was really excited to see WrestleMania Backlash this weekend, and I know that that others are as well. So that's what we will talk about.
Wow, we have Backlash coming up already. Man, that's that's
Saturday.
Wow, that's Saturday already. So that's the 9th.
Yep.
Damn, dude. Holy cow, did that go quickly? So so Backlash is the 9th, and there you see the card. They are in Tampa, Florida, kind of like a pseudo home for WWE, of course, with NXT and stuff being down in Florida. And there you see the match card: Danhausen versus a mystery partner versus Kit Wilson and The Miz. We've got Io Sky versus Asuka. That's been like a blood feud for quite a long time. That's been ongoing. The United States Championship, Trick Williams against Sami Zayn. And that's what we were, of course, talking about Sami earlier. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, which should be very interesting, seeing what that result is going to be. And the World Heavyweight Championship, we've got Roman Reigns defending against Jacob Fatu. So obviously we got 5 matches on that. Now that has been lately a traditionally shorter card. So that might be it. We may not get anything really added to that. But Jeff, what's standing out for you on there? To me, the match between Seth and Braun is going to be interesting. Are they ready here to make the move with Braun Breaker and have him go over Seth Rollins? And the better question is Seth Rollins ready to kind of be that guy where he's now going to be the guy that is going to have people go over him at this point in his career? But what stands out to you on the card?
That match for sure.
Yeah.
And Derek brings up a good point. If only Asuka and Io had a centerpiece to cap off their feud. Yeah, I mean, right. I wonder who that could have been.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Seth and Braun and Roman and Jacob. And the reason why is because those are 2 huge matches for 2 guys that are coming up in the WWE ranks.
Yeah.
And how those matches end will tell me a lot about what they think about the 2 of those guys going forward. So that's a great point. That's why I'm looking forward to those.
It's a great point. And I'll ask the chat real quick. Is this going to be one of those pay-per-views where we don't get a lot of finishes? Because they like to do that sometimes when they just don't have an idea of which way they want to go. Obviously, the stuff with Seth and Braun, could that be a finish where it's not clean and Braun somehow wins, but maybe, the Vision came in and helped him win and interfered and cheated? Could something be going on with Bronson Reed? We don't know the status of Bronson Reed. So could Bronson Reed come down and have something going on with that? And then do we get a false finish from Roman and Jacob Fatu? Do the Usos come down and get involved? And it doesn't end up becoming we saw the violence that Jacob Fatu is turning to. So do they come down and maybe stop the match a little bit and interfere with that? So are these going to be, we have seen that before at Backlash, where they don't necessarily, that Backlash sometimes gets used as a continuation pay-per-view of stories that they want to kind of continue for other things down the road a little bit. And it becomes a thing where it may not be deciding or ending matches of these kinds. So that's kind of where I'm looking at this, Jeff, is where I'm seeing where, these may not be feuds that are even going to be finished at this particular pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, other than the ads, and that might be why we only have 5 matches, Joe, because the ads account for at least 5 more.
They do, yeah.
But yeah. I'm honestly, I don't know, man, because I think we could get a lot of dusty finishes bonus, to your point, but I can kind of see a situation where I think out of the two, and let me ask you this, Joe, out of the two between Braun and Jacob, in your opinion, and the same question to the chat, who's more likely to win their match?
Braun Breaker. I think that's a pretty easy one for me. Because I don't see Roman losing as so soon. So I've got to say Braun, because if they think the future is now, and also, I think they've got to have some concerns with Seth's health at this point. And if that's true, and they're concerned about the knee a little bit and the injuries that he's gotten lately, and unfortunately, look, you got to come down to it this way. I love Seth, but Seth is not getting any younger. He's been around for a while now. And so as fun as it is and as many fans as he has, that's how I'm looking at it. I think it's not I don't think it's going to hurt Seth at all to take a loss.
Oh, no.
And for Jacob, I don't know that I don't necessarily see him getting a clean win over Roman, but I do see him doing a lot of damage to Roman Reigns. So, yeah.
I think that, and a lot of people are pointing out the Usos turning on Roman, which I think that's an interesting and good.
That is an interesting thing, yeah.
I can see more people showing up in this, but I would not be surprised. My answer is completely different. My answer is Jacob.
Okay.
I could see Jacob winning because if you think about it, if you're going to do the favor for somebody, why not do it for your cousin?
For your own cousin,
you know what I'm saying? So I could see it happening. I don't know that it will, but I could see it.
Here's my only question to that, Jeff, and I don't know. This could be just the way of thinking, like WWE maybe does at some point. Would that if he won and wins that title, does that take that match with Roman and Punk and basically be like kind of? Okay.
I don't think so, because I think there are a couple things that you can do with the result of that match. You can arguably say that Roman is not the same wrestler that he is going into Backlash that he was at WrestleMania because of how physical that match was and because of the mental toll.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
You can argue that with CM Punk being one of the greats, Roman had to go to a level that he didn't think he'd have to go to. But now, and this is the other thing, is he underestimating Jacob? Is he taking Jacob for granted? Does he just think that he's this wild card that's just out there trying to do whatever? Or does Jacob have a plan? That's where I would like to see them go with that if they do that.
Deanna makes a great point too. Solo Sikoa no longer really has a faction, does he?
Yeah, I mean he's got. Yeah.
Does he come in and then you can get this like big family feud going and everything like that too? So there's a lot of questions to it. So it's definitely something not to miss And that's why we talk about this, the show. It's definitely going to be an interesting like go between and see what's actually going to happen next in WWE. So yeah. Good stuff.
All right, man. Well, I know you said it's a little chilly where you are.
Oh my God, still.
A
Yeah.
little chilly where I am. So let's get into the burning question, shall we, Joe? Because
let's do it.
I think we need to warm up just a little bit. So we'll get into the burning question of the week.
All right.
And this is a good one, Joe. I really like this one. If you had to choose one wrestler, they don't specify male or female, one wrestler today that you could build a promotion around, who would you pick and why?
Wow, yeah, that is a very good question. Man, I would go. I'm going to give two because because I can't pick just one here, but I'm going to go with two.
Mm-hmm.
Obafemi, I think is an easy pick for me, and I'm also going to go with Leon Slater. Just from what I've seen from him, and the electricity that I've seen from him, and all the matches that we've seen him have, his ring presence. How far he's come, being able to, and even doing things like promos, and how he's come along with that, where we saw him have a promo this week that may have been one of his best promos that he's ever done.
Yeah.
So obviously you're seeing that improvement with age. Plus that's the other thing. He's so young. He's going to be around for a good long time, barring any injuries. And let's hope that doesn't happen. And Oba Jeff just has the word it, whatever it is, and however you want to explain it. I mean, my God, the crowd is just so behind this dude already. And coming from NXT where they were so behind him there, and yeah, he's just got it. And whatever it is, he is going to be, when he wins that strap, he's going to have that for a long time. And, the fact that Brock Lesnar saw it, look, Brock, say what you will about Brock Lesnar. Is he the best human being on the planet? No. But what he's done for this business. And the people that he's put over the years. And he's picked and choose who he wanted to do that for. So, and again, there's going to be a lot of names here, and I would expect that from the chat. I already see Trick Williams' name out there from Deanna. There's going to be a whole lot of different people. People are going to choose for this, but those are the two that I would pick, that I would definitely look to start a franchise for, or
Gotcha.
With, rather. Yep.
Gotcha. The first one that I'm going to say, because I'm going to give two as well. The first one I'm going to say should not surprise a single soul, especially if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, and that is Ricky Steamboat. Ricky Steamboat, the move set that he had was way ahead of its time. Way ahead of its time. And he could work with people his size. He could work with bigger people. He could have he could do just about everything. So Ricky Steamboat for me is one. And the other, I go back and forth between Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair.
Yeah, they're both great too. Yeah. Yep.
Both excellent. Mm-hmm. I go back and forth between them, but I would probably have to say Rhea, because again, both of them, you talked about this with Oba, he just has it. Both of them have it.
Yeah. So
I guess it's just a matter of what you would like to see and what style you like in terms of wrestling. So I just feel like they would be great to build a promotion around.
Yeah, that's two great choices. And the women have, somebody mentioned Stephanie Vaquer. The women have tremendous amount of talent too. Tremendous amount of young talent that's out there that's going to carry this. Rhea, Jeff, she resonates with so many younger fans right now. like so many younger fans. And it's funny to me because to me, like her persona and her gimmick that she has could have been from like the era of the early 2000s. And yet she resonates with the crowds today, which just says something for it. It's kind of cool because no matter what company you watch, wrestling looks to be in a great place with a lot of younger talent that are coming in, and there's a lot of names we didn't mention that some of you are mentioning out there now: Javon Evans, Leon Slater, Trick Williams, Obafemi, Bianca and Rhea, Stephanie Vauquer. There's just a lot of young talent, and the future of the businesses, talent-wise, are very, very bright. It's up to the businesses to know how to use all of that talent and to take advantage of it. So, yep.
Absolutely, man. Anthony has a really good question, and I really want to say it because I want us to get in and realize.
Yeah,
really dive into
I
that
saw
question.
that go by that too.
Yeah.
Anthony, I hope you don't mind. And join us again, obviously. But yeah, we're going to, what we could even do? We could use that as the burning question of next week.
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what, Anthony, I really appreciate you giving us that. And I know, I think you're new to our show. I think you might be. I don't recall seeing your name out there before. If you're not, I apologize. But if you don't mind, we would definitely like to use that on our show next week for the burning question of the week, because that is a great one. So if you don't mind, we would love to do that. But we've got to get into the video segment before we get out of here, because we're starting to run a little bit late. But yeah. But we appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we'll definitely use that next week. So come back and join us next week.
Absolutely. All right, Joe. Well, we've hyped it up. We've talked about it.
Oh my God.
So this is going, I mean, I will be honest with you. I had so much fun editing this video and going back down to not new to the channel.
Okay, all right, well, cool. Thank you
cool.
We appreciate you watching and listening and stuff like that. But thank you for coming into the chat.
Yeah,
I watch you guys over the air, but I don't interact. Well, no, that's awesome. But thank you for doing that. And like I said, we appreciate it, and we'll definitely use that question for our burning question of the week next week. So, come back next week. So,
Big Dan gave me one too that I'm going to use.
Cool.
Again, so
okay. Yeah, if you ever want to contribute and stuff, and you don't necessarily watch, but you're maybe catching it afterwards, our DMs on Insiders are always open. I man that over on Twitter, so you can certainly send stuff to our DMs on Twitter. I will certainly acknowledge it. I know a lot of people ignore DMs on there, and I get it. But if you want to put that out there, put it in the YouTube video comments as well. You could certainly do that. So there's ways to reach out to us. So yeah, please do.
Yeah. And then if you follow one of us personally, that's another way to get us too.
Yeah.
Personally, yeah. I'm not on Twitter or X, but I'm on IG. So that's where a lot of people hit me up. So
Yep.
All right, Joe, you ready to be embarrassed for a little bit?
Yes. Why can't people laugh a little bit, at my expense, and I'll allow it.
All right, so this is the throwback moment of the week, and if you guys like this and you like this concept, we will keep this going and do more of these. So,
do you want me to build out a little bit of an intro here, Jeff? Like,
please do.
All right. So, what this goes back to is at Halloween Havoc, where we were doing a watch along for. We weren't doing video at the time. And this is a little segment about Dexter Loomis and his haunted house that he was visiting. And I'm all psyched up. I'm loving Halloween Havoc so far, right? I'm having a good old time until this little segment started. And basically, what it turned into was a bunch of, when he got to the ring part of it, all these, I'm just basically sitting there and I'm enjoying it. And all of a sudden I'm seeing a bunch of these women / zombies / possessed, whatever they were, all of a sudden start to contort themselves down to the ring. So there you go. That is what we're watching. You're not going to see any video or anything like that because we weren't doing video back then. But imagine the horror that I lived through during the course of this night. So that is the intro for it. So
all right, here we go. This is 6 minutes and 11 seconds of pure comedy. So here we go.
Shitolata, the Russian Nightmare here, and you are listening to the Insiders Wrestling Podcast. Stay tuned.
This is Kyle Scarborough, Cult of Wyndham. You're listening to the Insiders Podcast.
I swear to God, right now, if there is something that comes out backwards, or if there's some kind of creepy ass thing, I'm done. I'm leaving the stream. I'm off. I'm just telling y'all right now, I'm out.
Speaking of fecal matter, he looks like he's about to poop himself.
This is gonna be fun. I'm telling you guys, I'm gone. If I see any Exorcist type stuff, I'm out.
How are you okay with it when Bray does it?
I don't know. I don't know. You mean when he turns around like upside down in the ring? Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't bother me as I don't know. Maybe it's children and women. Maybe that's what it is. Look at Loomis in the tree.
Yeah, he's just chilling.
Loomis is just sitting up in the tree.
Oh man!
Now you guys are ahead of me, so just.
I'm not going to say anything.
You got ahead of me, so C just gave an oh my God, what is going on here?
Oh, Nike.
Oh, it is a
Just wait.
Oh, what was that?
Joe's going to leave.
What the hell is this? Oh, wait, what the hell was that?
Joe, I think Joe actually might leave.
Grimes went in the bathroom. Oh God, what's coming? Oh, what is this?
I think Joe's gonna leave.
What the hell is this?
Oh no!
Oh God, Lord, I'm not
gonna
looking.
leave. Joe, you're gonna leave.
What is he
Joe's
looking
about
at?
to leave. Joe, leave.
What is he looking at in that bathtub?
I'm trying to
Leave.
There's something pulling out the head. What is it? Oh, what is that?
Joe's worst fears just came true.
Oh, I can't even watch this. What is that? I see that in my nightmares. What is going on? All right, well, that I like because that was like he was grabbing him through the wall like Jason, so I'm good with that.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Oh, it's getting. You're gonna have some more.
There's more.
There's more.
Oh, dude. Butter saying
quite
Joe
as
don't
bad.
leave. Sonny's telling me to close my eyes. What else is coming? He's over by the kitchen now. He's got some. He's got
Somebody
a
say a
stick.
prayer for Joe tonight.
What the hell is that? What is this thing? It's a oh, stop! Yeah, there's contortionist stuff all over the house. Something on the fridge, dude. What is going on?
Oh my gosh!
This is horrible. This is like my worst nightmare. It was absolutely horrid. I'm not gonna sleep for a week. That's horrid.
You know what's gonna happen? Joe's gonna call me as soon as we're done, and he's gonna be like, "Dude, just talk to me for a while." Just talk.
I'm literally holding a bear right now. I'm holding a teddy bear.
My stomach hurts so bad.
Oh my God! Oh, we got fog.
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir.
Run, Joe.
Run, Joe. Run, Joe. Run. Run.
No,
Run, Joe.
no.
Run.
This better not
Run.
come out of the. What's coming out of the grave?
Run.
No.
Run.
Run. Yeah, run, Joe.
Oh no! Not again!
Oh my God! Run, Joe.
Yeah, run, Joe.
Run. Run.
Oh my God, they're all doing it. What is going on? This is horrible.
We told you to run.
Oh my, this is horrendous.
Oh
Now
my
they're
God.
doing what? They're going up to the ring. What is going on? I've got my shirt pulled up over my face. This is horrible.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
Good God. Loomis, would you just finish this already? This is horrid. I'm telling you, there's more coming. Come on, just stop already.
Run.
Yeah, just
Run.
stop watching.
Oh my God, who is this? Oh, for God's sakes.
Oh man.
Now it's all smoky and oh my God, this is I'm done.
Joe, just run, man. Just run. I'm telling you, man. Just run.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, Joe, just run. Seriously.
Run, dude, for real.
Because what's about to be on your screen is going to terrify
What in the
you.
blue hell is she doing? Where do you, honest to God, like where do they even hire these people?
Let me tell you something. I had to visit a psychologist for at least 2 months after that was over. Oh my God, dude. That was one of the worst experiences I have ever had. And the laughing at my expense that was going on in that stream.
Oh my gosh, man.
Dude, I was traumatized. That was literally like putting me in front of the Exorcist parts, like, and just and having me strapped to a chair and have to sit there and watch them over and over and over and over again. If only Dexter Loomis knew what he did to me that entire day, or that entire night at that pay-per-view, I near died.
Yeah.
I near died.
Another one for very different reasons that we have to bring out at some point is our Talking Shop-A-Mania watch-along.
Oh my God. Yeah, you guys will be dying. Like I have never laughed so hard doing something with wrestling.
Man.
Never laughed. So that would probably be a mature one, but
that'll be a mature one.
That is a mature stream for sure. But yeah, it's, if you have to go back and watch that Halloween Havoc, I'm sure you can find it somewhere, and you'll know what I went through with that. Unbelievable. But yeah, oh my God, yeah, that was of course Jody in there, and it's great hearing her with that. But yeah, constant laughing. I'm glad people were able to laugh at my expense. But man, that was hard to get through, and they warned me. They all warned me. They're like, Jeff was trying to warn me, like, look away, dude. Like, look away. And I was thinking, what could be so bad? Well, let me tell you, I never, ever would have expected something like that to be shown on a WWE pay-per-view. But man, oh man, terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. They probably brought in people from like Cirque du Soleil or something like that were just contortionists. That were doing that, but oh my God, what a moment. That
stream was so fun. It was such a fun time.
Yeah, man.
Like you said, I mean, even though we weren't on video, still tell, we were just, it was a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it was good times to go back to some of those things. And like I said, the Talking Shop one, Jeff and I were laughing so much through that entire thing, like we couldn't talk by the end of the show.
Yeah. And if you're a wrestling fan, I just want to throw this out there too, because it's probably cheap if it's still on Triller. If you're a fan of wrestling,
if you need a laugh, especially,
Go watch Talking Shopomania, the Good Brothers. It was so good. It was so funny and so outlandish.
Yep.
And if you've been a WWE fan since the pandemic, you know about Retribution.
Yep.
They do a spoof of that on this.
Oh
and
my God.
It's great. Retribution is what they call it.
Retribution. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you will see things in those videos that you have never seen before. Taya Valkyrie killing zombies in a basement.
Yeah.
That stuff is just priceless, man.
We had
Stang. Yeah. Yep. And again, this was during times when people were just so down.
Yeah.
And had a right to be, you know. And you know, just like the Wrestle House things and all that other stuff got us through a lot of that. It was so much fun to do those. And like Jeff said, even though we weren't on camera, you know, go back and check some of that stuff out. And we'll continue. I think it's fun. We'll continue to do like little things like that on this show every now and again to just laughter is a great thing. And you know, I'm glad that we were able to do that and bring some joy to some people tonight. So that's great. Hello, Conrad. And thank you so much. We appreciate it. Triller versus the Invisible Man.
Yeah, and Derek brings up Vicky Diet. You remember those shows?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
We had a lot of cool people that joined us on those shows.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And like again, Jeff mentioned Thunder Rosa, and you know, we had some amazing people and got to talk to some amazing wrestlers during that time. So it was very cool. And you know, going back to our roots and watching some of that stuff is really cool. So
yeah, it's real fun. And then it also shows we've been doing this for a while, man.
Yeah.
That was a while ago, so we've been doing this for.
I was wondering who that guy was that was in my spot up on that one video. I'm like, damn, dude, who's that guy?
I was like, man, it's just wild to go back and look at those times and everything that we did during the early days. Like for us to be able to get the people that we had on and do some of the things that we did as early as we did is really just, I mean, it's such a blessing. So
it is. Yeah. It really is. And you guys are all a part of that. And we appreciate all of you. So
Joe, I'm going to be honest. I don't know. After that, I don't know if we need to do favorite moments of the week.
Yeah, that's a good way to end it. I think we got everybody laughing and stuff like that, and that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah,
and hopefully that was one of your favorite moments of this past week in wrestling. We'll get back to it next week, obviously, but yeah, this was just a little bit of a different show, and just try to perk people up a little bit and get the spirits up a little bit. And Bray Wyatt's return was a good one too. Alexa Bliss Gamer, yeah, we could, you know, Jeff's really good with all that stuff. We can certainly snip some of those little moments and do that every now and again, and play those things and stuff, especially having the nostalgia there and stuff like that and things that make people happy. So yeah, absolutely. Swapfran says more throwback, please. Yeah, 100%.
See,
whatever you do, we don't want clips of Callan Corner. Let that remain in his corner, dusty and forgotten. Thanks. You mean the jokies? Yeah, the joke part.
Hey,
yeah,
those were good though. Man.
Some were fun. Some were funny. Yeah.
Now some of them they were real corny, but some
were corny.
They were really, really good. So
no doubt. Yeah. More of Joe screaming. More of Joe being terrorized by female contortionist zombies. Yes, that. All right, well, that's going to do it for us for tonight, guys. Again, we really appreciate all of you being here. Would not be the same without all of you. And thank you for coming out and joining us for this episode of Between the Ropes. Again, our schedule is going to be up there. Make sure you join Jeff and Chris Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Fireflies Forever. And again, they will be there to talk about some things and discuss what the future is going to be. So please join them for that. And then, of course, TNA on Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sure we'll have a bunch of good matches for that, too. So come out and join us for that. And then we'll be back here. And we will indeed have that burning question that was given to us for next Sunday. So make sure you join us again next Sunday at this time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Between the Ropes. Please make sure you like the video before you leave. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you're watching afterwards, of course, and hit that notification bell to be notified about when we have future content. Thank you all for joining, guys. Have a great rest of your night and, of course, rest of your week. Please stay safe, be kind to one another always, and hopefully we will see you all on the next episode of Insiders Pro Wrestling. Have a great night, guys, and we will talk to you soon. Good night, everybody.